radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Good day, everyone. If you're new to our channel, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone tuning in. Welcome to Micronesia's INCRadio satellite studio. I am Sister Anne from the local congregation of Micronesia, and I will be your host for today's broadcast. And the topic for tonight is very heartfelt and I believe is a very sentimental topic for all of us crew members as well as our guests. But before we announce the title of tonight's broadcast, I do want to introduce my crew members, starting with Sister Jillian.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to INC Radio. I am Sister Jillian from the local congregation of Saipan, and I will be one of the hosts for tonight's broadcast. And as our district's anniversary approaches, we're going to kick off the month with something close to our hearts. And now let's dive in later and talk about the impact of those who've guided our faith throughout the years.
Yes, Sister Jill, you are very right. And we also want to introduce our other YouTube engager here with us this evening, Sister Gwen.
Hello, good evening, Micronesia. I am your YouTube engager for tonight, so I am excited to see all of your comments in the YouTube comment section.
Yes, thank you, Sister Gwen, and to all of our crew members on the scene as well as behind the scenes. Now we want to share with everyone the topic for this evening, which is appreciating your roots, which I think is probably my favorite topic to discuss because we will be talking about our grandparents as well as the pioneers who have taught us the importance of our faith and our duties. And for those in the YouTube comments, if you want to share some stories of faith regarding your grandparents, please feel free to do so as well. But before we dive into our topic for the evening, I do want to introduce our guest for the evening. You all may have seen her here before because she is frequently on INC Radio. So Sister Faye, can you please introduce yourself to everyone? And for those who don't know you, share with us your duties, your hobbies, as well as other aspects about your life.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sister Faye Denogan. Some hobbies that I like to do include like drawing or anything art, also playing the piano or just being around people. And these are the things that I learned from my grandparents, which ties into the topic. And then for our duties, my duties, I'm an organist, a CWS teacher. I'm part of the multimedia team. And yes,
thank you, Sister Faye. Also, if anybody here is new to our channel, Sister Faye is also my sister, so we will be talking about our grandparents as well for this tonight's podcast. I'm really excited to talk about this topic because I know that our grandparents are really close to us. Actually, we do have another guest with us. Brother Michael, can you please introduce yourself? Everybody knows Brother Michael because he is a crew member here on IC Radio. So can you please introduce yourself to those who may not know you?
Hi, my name is Brother Michael from the locale of Guam. It's good to be back. I am one of the DMM crew members. And thanks for having me. Sorry, I'm nervous.
Sorry. I forgot to mention Brother Michael because he is one of our crew members here, so he will also be our guest for the evening. So I'm really excited to talk about this topic with everyone because I know a lot of us here are close to our grandparents, and there's so much to appreciate about the pioneers who have really paved the way for us. So I want to start off by asking everyone here, what is something that you appreciate about your grandparents? Or I'm going to start off with an icebreaker, and I want to ask all of us crew members, and we'll go one by one. If your grandparents can get an award for something, what would it be? I'll start off with Sister Faye since she's our guest, so you can share that with us.
So when it comes to our grandparents, I always appreciated and admired how talented they were in their strength. So I'll give them the most talented grandpa, the strongest grandma, and also the coolest lolo and lola all together. Which lolo and lola means grandma and grandpa.
Yes, yes, I agree with you. Let's go with our crew members, starting with Brother Michael. Can you kind of give us what award they would get?
Like what I mentioned before, I want to give them the award of resilience for being a grandparent, and through everything that they went through, they've survived and passed like the test and trials. So therefore, resilience award.
Yes, that's a good. I think that's a good one. I think we can all relate to that with our grandparents that they're all very resilient. How about you, Sister Gwen? Can you share with us what award they would get?
An award I would give my grandparents, even from my mom or even from my dad's side. I would say both of them, both my grandma and grandpa from both sides. I think they're all empathetic and really caring.
Yes, that's a nice quality to have. How about you, Sister Jill? What would you say your grandparents' award would be?
Oh, for me, my grandparents, if my grandma from my mother's side, also from my father's side, could get an award from for something, my grandmother would definitely win best storyteller
Oh,
because she has the funniest and most interesting stories back when it was like the 90s, and the way she tells us like how it happened is like with actions. It's like she's gonna act everything out, which is like very funny. That's why I feel like she'd win best storyteller.
oh, such a cute quality to have. So I think that's really nice that your Lola has that quality for herself. For me, I think for my Lolo Bert, I would have him be the most creative and talented. For my Lolo Earning, he would be caring and selfless. And for my Lola Dalma, I think she would be beautiful and strong. And I feel like it's so important. I love how we all shared what we would give our grandparents because I think it's so important to appreciate everything that they do because at times we forget to recognize or give recognition to all those good things that they do. And when they're gone, I feel like it's even more apparent that what they leave behind for us. Like you don't notice it, but you subconsciously try to incorporate those qualities into your own life, right? With that being said, what makes your guys' grandparents unique, and what unique quality that they have that you wish to incorporate in yourself? So, I'll start off by asking Sister Faye first.
So my grandparents or our grandparents, every time that we think of them, we feel happy inside, or we just see them as very happy people. And then
Yes.
even when we talk to other people, they also say the same thing. But in addition to that, the stories that we hear from them usually involve them doing things to help others, especially when it comes to their faith. So like to elaborate a little bit more, I gave my grandpa the most talented because not only was he an artist, like by making the signs in like amusement parks,
Mm-hmm.
he also was part of radio. He would like do different voices. He would make a banner for us every birthday that we had, and he
Yes.
would like paint our favorite characters. But also, he would also help in painting and creating the seals for the chapel.
Yes.
So that's something that like really inspires and that I appreciate about them. And for my grandma, um, at a very young age, she like went through the unthinkable.
Mm-hmm.
She really like stayed strong until she was older.
Mm-hmm.
And so this also goes the same for our mom's side. They were also very strong and they were also loved by
Yes.
so many people.
Yes, I think this question also connects to our first question when we think about our grandparents. Like what Brother Michael mentioned earlier, a lot of our grandparents are resilient, right? I know that when I think about the things that they probably had to go through, I can't imagine being put into their shoes and seeing the things that they had to go through firsthand. Being able to withstand difficult times is what I feel like they depicted perfectly. I know Brother Michael said it earlier that they they would get an award for being resilient because they made it so far to be grandparents, right? um yeah, I just get emotional when we talk about our grandparents because we really see like the sacrifices that they do for us, and it's something.
Our problems are so
Yeah, they
small
seem so
compared.
small compared to, they really made the foundation of what our life is so easy because of them. So that's why I think it's nice that you guys mentioned that our grandparents are resilient, because when I think about it, I feel like I'm the complete opposite of my grandparents. I feel like I'm very sensitive, especially like with this generation. But how about you, Brother Michael? Can you kind of tell us about unique qualities that your grandparents have that you would like to share with everyone, or some qualities that you want to incorporate in yourself that they have?
Absolutely. Uh, One word to describe them is strength.
Mm-hmm.
Strength is one unique quality to have for everyone too, but of course for our grandparents because they've experienced almost everything. Strength is what they carry through their whole lives,
Yes.
and that's also one thing that I would want to incorporate in myself. So it's not just me saying it, it's to me it's proving it through
Mm-hmm.
what we do for for ourselves, for the church, and ultimately for our Lord God. And
Yes.
that's it's it's really tough even in our times now. It
Mm-hmm.
gets tougher every single time. So
Yeah.
strength is one quality I would give for my
Yes.
grandparents.
That's good. Yeah. I, as you can see, like all of our grandparents, they all have different qualities that they have. Like also adding to what Ate Faye said about our grandparents. I think it's um something that kind of connects to the first question of like our grandparents being creative, like what Atifi mentioned, he created the seals for the church, and it just shows their dedication to how much they want to do, even like the smallest detail on the chapel that makes all the difference. And also with our Lola, she, like Brother Michael said about his grandparents, they're built on strength, right? And also with our Lola, I could say the same thing too, because we actually made an in cinema film about her because she was so strong with all the things that they went through in the past. And there's also something I want to share about my Lolo on my mom's side. The reason why I said he was very selfless and the most caring is because not a lot of people know this about him, but he's someone who would find someone on the street, and he sees that that person doesn't have a home, and he'll take that person home to his house and to make sure that he has a place to stay. So that's something that I just want to share with everyone, because I want to show that they're people, like our grandparents are not people who they seek an award or they want to be rewarded for the good things that they do. They do it because it's in their heart. And as what Michael also mentioned, with concerning our faith, they all have their unique charms, and I think that's what makes them who they are. So um, even as they have their different charms, there's also one thing that we have that's all the same, which is the faith that they all have, right? That has become the pillar of our faith as well. So, can you guys share what your grandparents taught you that's of value? I'll ask Brother Michael first.
So the values that our grandparents have taught us that we still hold on to today, uh, basically what I said or mentioned earlier, just to really hang in there for whatever that comes your way, like and the challenges in life, and uh, that's that's one thing that we hold on to today.
Yes, that's very true. It's nice to see that our grandparents really made that our foundation, like the strength that we have. How about you, Sister Faye? What can you say that is a value that your grandparents gave you that you still hold on to today?
So actually, this one connects with the my previous answer. Um, our grandparents, like the things that they were blessed with, and like their talents that they had, they used that to to not only help others, but to also help the church. So that's something that I hold closely to my heart, and I also want to incorporate. Um, so that like in preparing for like the ninth anniversary for our district, just being part of helping something part of the decoration team,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I feel like helps me connect also with our grandpa, who would
Mm-hmm.
also do the same for like any activity we would have. He would like create things from scratch.
Yes.
And growing up, we look back and we see that we're really happy and content with our life. Like when we think about when we're living in Saipan, they didn't have really like malls like they do here in Guam
Mm-hmm.
or on the mainland. There's not that much fast foods
Mm-hmm.
compared to like other places,
Yes.
and not that much options to buy clothes. But of course, there are some really nice places to go to in Saipan. But when we're there, you just feel
Like the simple life.
yeah, simple life, and you just feel so happy. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that kind of came naturally because we saw that from our grandparents.
Yes.
They
That's
didn't
true.
have that much, but they were always happy. And one thing that we also noticed from them, for example, our lolo, when we were in the same locale with him, even though our dad was the resident worker, when it comes to performing our duties, he really showed how much he respected those that were assigned to take care of the church. And so we used to wonder like, why isn't our lolo calling our dad like anak or son or
Mm-hmm.
just like the nicknames that he has for him? But
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we realized that it's because he really shows how much he loves and respects
Mm-hmm.
those who are leading him,
Yes.
no matter who it may be. And so that's why us too, like growing up, we really love and we really want to respect and to also defend those who are leading us.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I think that's a nice quality that our all of our grandparents have taught us to always have that respect and love, and also adding to what Ate said, I think another the value that our grandparents have taught us is always being happy with what they have and living a simple life, because I feel like that's a really important quality to have, that sometimes we don't really think about, and sometimes it just goes over our head. But when I think of my grandparents, they don't have much, but they're the happiest people on the planet. And we know that their life wasn't perfect, and they went through their own struggles and hardships as well. Yet they were always grateful for what they have. And I think a lot of us crew members can also agree that our grandparents have taught us to live that way as well. And just like what we mentioned, I know that our faith is the number one value that they have taught us since we were younger. And even since we were younger, our parents always told us stories about um, those important qualities that our grandparents had. And I think that it's important to appreciate those things, because we owe so much to them for teaching us those things in our lives. So to kind of end our discussion, with the district's anniversary coming closer, can you guys share with us a time when your grandparents, or when you were tested and had to use that anchor of your faith that the pioneers have taught us? I'll ask Brother Michael first.
Okay. When my on my mom's side, her mom, so my grandmother, she had a very, very challenging test. She fell ill at one point in her life, but then uh, it seemed, and for everyone that knew, it seemed very impossible. So through through the guidance that she was given, she asked for a prayer for to get her um, healed, or to feel healed at least, and with with us in this life and in this world, we would go to doctors, we would go to nurses, anyone that knows the condition, course. But for us as members, right, we would approach a prayer to our Almighty God first, and that's what my Lola did. And you know, through God's mercy, then she was healed, and with everyone's belief that was impossible to be healed, it actually came possible to be healed. So, power of prayer is very true, and it's been attested many times before.
Yes, thank you for sharing that, Brother Michael. I think you said that perfectly with when it comes to prayer. When we actually face struggles, we really see what our grandparents have taught us into work, and right. So no matter what struggles we face or tribulations, we know that because of the pioneers, we are able to have that strong anchor of our faith. So I think you said that perfectly, Brother Michael. How about you, Sister Faye? What can you say is an experience that they have that made you really think about the anchor of your faith as well?
So, just like what you're mentioning, one of the films that we worked on was inspired by our Lola and her life. And so, some background, when she was younger, about the time when my dad was around 3 years old, she had to go to Seattle, while my dad and our Lolo, they were still in the Philippines, just to like prepare their family to move to the States. She had her relatives who were there in Seattle, but the thing is that they weren't members, and so they, um, when she needed to go to the worship service, they didn't want to bring her, and so that didn't bother her, so she just found a way. She took a bus to go to like the worship
Thank you
service,
so
to go to the worship services, and to yeah, and to just she just had her faith continue to help her to like go through tests and trials, because of course that's not something that's easy. And I'm sure a lot of the
Yes.
brethren, especially here in the islands, have experienced something similar to that, where they have to leave their families and just start new in a place where they they they're not used to.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah, so we can see like what Brother Michael and what you said when it comes to like sickness or when it comes to persecutions, that our faith is really being tested. But because our grandparents had that strong faith, we were able to overcome those things. So it's hard to choose an exact moment because you see it in our everyday life and in everything that we do, what they taught us in our lives. So I just want to thank our guest for the evening and even our crew members for sharing such wonderful stories about our grandparents. We're short on time, so I want to ask Crew Tech, what time is it? Tech, it is now game time, and since we are short on time, we're gonna make this game very quick. So, the hosts will show various levels of pictures, of something dealing with anchor of faith, and the guests will try to find the right amount of anchors hidden in the background with a specific time frame. Since we're short on time, we'll have Kuya Tech show the pictures really quick, and whoever can guess the right amount is the winner for each picture. So Kuya Tech, can you please show our first picture, if you guys can see? If you know the answer, just unmute yourself and tell us, or blurt out the answer. Do any of you guys see? This one is the easiest one.
Is there 5?
Please, I can show. So the answer is for this first question. It should be 5 acres. So Sister Jill got the first question right. I mean the first picture right. So for our second picture, if Kuya, yes, thank you, Kuya Tech. Can you please show our next picture? Yes, this one is kind of hard to see. If you can guess which one it is. So it's hard to see because it blends in with the background.
I think I'm seeing like 4. Is that 4?
Could shows the answer for the second picture?
Oh wow, okay. Took a wild guess
You
there.
got the second
Let's see.
picture. All right. So, okay, let's go to the last picture. Hopefully, Sister Gwen or Sister Faye will get this one. So, this, I think this one is the hardest one.
Oh no, it's blurry. One,
Two, three.
three.
You can count them out loud if you want to.
How about we do it together? I see four so far.
Do you- Does anybody have the answer? This one's the hardest one.
9.
Nine,
You're close, Jill. You're close.
8,
You're
7, 10.
There is Queen Tech. Can you show the answer for this left? It is 8 anchors. That was a hard one, so it's okay if you guys didn't get it. But I think that was our last picture. So thank you to our guests and to our crew members for playing this evening. And we hope the viewers also played along with us and guessed right. Now we want to see what has been going on in the YouTube comments with Sister Jill and Sister Gwen.
Thank you so much, Sister Anne. And now let's move on to our next segment, which is reading out the comments. And we've been, ever since the broadcast started, we've been seeing really a lot of answers and your greetings from your locals. So starting off with the YouTube question answers, let's start off with Sister Jade Pasha saying, my favorite memory with my grandparents, specifically my grandmothers from both sides, was in going to SM malls in both Manila and Bulacan back in the Philippines. And we have brother Catmelo San Nicolas saying, my favorite memory is whenever we'd get together singing songs with instruments like guitar, piano, and piano, hashtag Cobblerville, hashtag Kadiwa. And we have brother Carly Evangelista saying, hi, brother Matt, this is Tito Cecil, my grandpa always bring me to at Palenque when I was still a kid and is taking me without even asking my mom. And we have sis brother Matt Luis Pasha saying, a good memory I had with my grandma. I was ordering pizza and eating together in our house while she told jokes with my dad and my sister. And we have brother R.Y. Valiente saying, my favorite memory with my grandparents is how they always made us take a nap every tanghali. And if we didn't sleep when when we were little, they wouldn't allow us to buy ice cream in the afternoon. And we have Sister Rich and Gail Sabino saying, my favorite memory with my grandparents is showing them my ribbon every after CWS worship service. Hashtag Jigo, hashtag Kadiwa. And we have brother Rowell Kai saying, hello po Ate Arlene Malikdam. My favorite memory po is when they secretly give me candies po. And lastly, we have Sister Randy Manalo Reyes saying, my favorite memory with my grandparents is having meals with them every time I visited the Philippines. Sister Gwen, is there more comments you would like to read?
So I just like to read your wonderful greetings in the comments. First, we have our district minister, Brother Joven Jr. Sapilio. Good evening po, happy viewing, brethren. Hello po, INCRadio Micronesia. Next, we have Pa Roger Manzanilla Jr. Hello po, greetings to everyone. Sister Ivy Christine Galvez. Good evening po, everyone. Hashtag Cobblerville. Sister Summer Rain Galvez, happy viewing po at Roger Manzanilla Jr. Hashtag Cobbler, hashtag CBS. Next, we have Brother Jan R.Y. Valiento. Hello, everyone. He's also one of our crew members. Brother Roel Kyle Luge. Hello po and good evening from the local of hashtag Chico. Last comment for the evening, Sister Erin Villegas. Good evening po, everybody, especially to our District Minister, Brother Joven Cipilio Jr., Assistant District Minister, Brother Julius Malabanan, and to their families po, hashtag Cobblerville, hashtag Booklod. Now I'll pass the mic to Sister Jill for our next segment of the broadcast.
Here's a look at what's been happening in our district with CFO in action.
CFO in action.
We will be having our activity in Monday, which is a district multi-meeting, and we hope that everyone enjoyed the past activities and is excited for what will be coming next. It is really always inspiring to see the unity within the brethren in our district. And now let's move into the segment we've all been waiting for. To tell us more, here's Sister Gwyneth.
Good evening, everyone. Now I'd like to mention last week's hashtag winners. So we have the local congregation of Coblerville, and then our most supportive, Sister Carly Evangelista and Sister Jade Pasha. Congratulations. Now I'll pass it to Sister Anne.
Yes, thank you, Sister Gwen, and to all of our winners. We now want to invite everyone to next week's broadcast, which will be on Saturday, March 8, 2025 at 10 p.m. Chamorro Standard Time. So we hope to see you all there. Now, Sister Jill will start us off with our end of the show greetings and thank yous.
Before we end the show, we would like to extend our greetings and thank you to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and to our SEBSI President, CEO, and CFO Coordinator, Brother Angelo Eranio Manalo.
Now we have our District Minister, Brother Joven Cepilio Jr., Assistant District Minister, Brother Julius Malabanan, CFO Overseer, Brother Roger Manzanilla Jr., DMA Advisor, Brother Roger Villegas Jr., now our crew members from the island of Saipan, Sister Gwen, Sister Bam, Sister Jillian, Brother RY, Brother Matt, Brother Judah, and Brother Joff. Now we have from the island of Guam, Sister Arlene, Sister Anne, Sister Faye, Sister Maricel, Sister Randy, Brother Michael, and Brother Sean. Our station manager, Brother Wally Taray, and our executive producer, Brother Emmanuel Andaya.
Thank you, Sister Gwen, and to Sister Jill, and thank you to all of our viewers. And thank you for your support this evening. Our broadcast is now coming to a close. So we want to say good night, Micronesia. Coming up next is Florida Satellite Studio. See you all next week, po.